Big money, big money, big money! Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm James Holland, and on today's video we are going to take a look at the new Fenty Snap Shadows, all 8 of them. So what I'm going to do for you today is give you the rundown of all 8 Snap Shadows. Then I'm going to do a fun little game with them to do an eyeshadow look. It's going to be a good one. You don't want to miss it. Hold on to your brushes. It's makeup time. Okay, so before we get into this video, make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. Make sure you hit that like button. Leave me a comment down below that you're here and you're ready to party. Let's go ahead and take a look at these shadows. Each of these shadows retail for $25. You can get 2 for $50. I believe Sephora was offering a deal. If you got 2, you could get $5 off, which made them $45 for 2, which is pretty standard for 12 shadows. Each snap shadow is combinable with another snap shadow, so you can kind of snap them together. Snap shadows, get it?
Very eyes and the gaze of the world.
And this kind of creates this travel-sized, I just spit. Ugh. Creates this travel-sized palette moment that is perfect to stick in your purse or your bag or wherever it is you store your sundries and substances. So let's go ahead and take a look at some swatches for each of these. Okay, so this is the first palette. This is palette 1 up here. This is your True Neutrals is what it's called. It is basically a neutral palette for if you have neutral tone skin, or really anybody can play with these, right? You've got that lightest shade that's pretty much my skin color, and then you've got a lot of browns, just a lot of neutral colors to play with. 1 through 3 are kind of neutral palettes, and then 4 through 7 are your pops of color that you can then add to the different neutral palettes. So they kind of snap together to create, you know, an eyeshadow moment with a neutral palette and a pop of color palette. This one's number 2. It is the Cool Neutral palette. Obviously, you've got all your cool tones here, pinks, purples. Such a pretty palette. You've got a nice grayish black there at the bottom, and that purple color is so pretty. This one right here is number 3. It's your warm toned. You've got some maroons, some mahogany? Oh. Mahogany. This is all your warm tone neutral colors there. This again is a really pretty palette. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of how the mattes are swatching. The shimmers are swatching really nicely. The mattes aren't swatching as well, but that doesn't mean anything. A lot of times, even when an eyeshadow doesn't swatch well, it still performs well on your eyes. So we'll see how it goes when I put them on my eyes. This one is number 4. This is your Rose palette. You got a lot of pinks, red, brown tones here. This is your first pop of color palette. Obviously you see a lot of color there. Again, it's still pretty muted. It's not like overwhelmingly colorful, but you do see all those different colors that you can play with there. This one is number 5. I didn't expect to like this one as much as I do. It's really pretty. Those yellows, those peaches. This is a really, really pretty palette. This one is number 6, Smoky. This is my favorite so far. I just think it's so beautiful. All those cool tones. That black. This is honestly the best one by far as color story goes. Now, like I said, with the performance, the mattes aren't necessarily swatching the best, but we'll see how it goes when I put them on my eye. This is number 7. This is Cadet. You've got a lot of muted colors there. This is a really pretty one too. 6 and 7 were kind of the ones that everyone was talking about, that they were like, oh, 6 and 7, I want 6 and 7. So the Smoke and the Cadet together, honestly, it's really pretty, actually. Okay, and last but not least, we have number 8. This is full of a bunch of shimmer shades. It's like the Easter Bunny threw up in a palette, and that's it right there. I don't know why I'm doing this arm. This does nothing. This, here's your shimmers right here. For number 8, this is called Pastel Frost. And that's all the palettes. And of course, with the palette launch comes an album launch, right? Riri, right?
Wow, how disappointing was that question?
I'm not gonna hold my breath, but hopefully we'll get an album this year, 2019. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna play eyeshadow roulette. I know that some people do this with one palette where they'll number all the shades in the palette. They'll spin a die, roll a die, spin a spinner, or they'll pick a random number and they'll have to create a look with it. So what I did is I took all of the numbers, right, and I've stuck them in my tub, and I'm gonna shake it and pick one one, and then I will pick a shade from that palette to use next. So that's the way that this is gonna work. We're gonna play a little Rihanna eyeshadow roulette. So let's start with the first palette that we're gonna use just to kind of put on my eye. As a transition shade, we are going to pick number 3. As you remember, that's the Deep Neutrals palette, so I'm going to use this shade up here. So I'm taking my M505 brush, and I'm just going to put this in the crease. I guess I can use this tiny mirror, even though I hate tiny mirrors. I'm just going to blend this up into my brow bone. Okay, so now I'm going to go into my next one just to kind of darken or deepen that crease.
And I'm going to use
7 to do that. 7 is the Smoke Collection, so we are going to go with this blue. Okay, so let's go ahead and deepen up that crease. I'm using an M514 brush. We're gonna place this just underneath where I put that first initial shot. Now I will say these mattes are blending beautifully. I don't have any problem with the blending. They're laying on, they're not patchy. So my initial concerns were unwarranted as far as the quality of the matte shades, which I'm relieved, you know, because I bought all these palettes. I'm glad that they work. All right, let's see if we can deepen that color a little bit more. I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh! Believe in the heart of the cards. What'd I get? 6! Okay! You know, the universe is on my side today. 6 is, of course, the Smoke. And it has that wonderful black that I'm going to use right there just to kind of darken it everything up. So what I'm going to do with this black is I'm going to create kind of this smoky little liner moment. I'm taking a M562 brush and I'm just going to make this super dark right at the edge here in this outer V. Okay, let's see what's next. We are going to pull another card. It is number 2. Well, this is our Cool Neutrals palette. So let me think for a second. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is take this purple shade right here. And I'm going to just place this all on my lid just to kind of act as a base. Okay, let's go on to the next. Here we go. Next one is number 1. There is number 1. Okay, so let's go ahead and put some shimmer on this lid. I'm going to go into this tone here, which is with my finger, and just kind of place this on the lid. You know, I'm not necessarily a shimmer person, but we'll do it today. It's just a little special for you. Shimmer formula is really pretty. I liked the shimmer formula in the Moroccan palette as well, so I wasn't surprised that this shimmer is a good shimmer, but I'm definitely super, super impressed with the matte formula. As I'm blending it all, it just is doing such a phenomenal job and it looks really pretty. I'm taking the black and just blending it in again. This is from 6. Okay, let's go ahead and pick another one. We've got number 5. Look at number 5. I don't even remember what number 5 is. Okay, it's these peach colors here. Ooh, this is a really interesting choice. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into this dark shade here, and I'm going to put it on the outer edge just to add a little more dimension to the shimmer. Add another little color in there. Okay. We'll take it. And of course we go back and we blend again with the black because we want everything nice and blended after we mess everything up with our fingers. Okay, we have 2 more, I'm thinking, for the under eye or something like that. All right, let's see what that color is going to be. Number 8, which we know is our all shimmer colors. So what we are going to do, I'm going to go into the yellow and just stick it right in the inner corner with a little more pop of color right there. And I'm using a pencil brush to do that. Okay, of course, we only have one left. That is number 4. So what we are going to do with this one is get the under eye area. And it is this pink palette. This is the Rose palette. So, yeah, let's hit this under eye here first with Spice Trip. It's kind of the darkest shade here. We're just gonna hit this lower lash line. And then we are going to blend that out. Okay, that is pretty much the eye with one shade from every palette. We did it. Let me throw on the other eye and I will be right back. Okay, and we're back. This is the finished look using all 8 palettes. I am really enjoying how this one turned out. The nice thing about all these palettes is that they're all kind of interchangeable. Even though it was kind of random in my selection, they all really work really well together, so you can pull a look together with any of the palettes because they are all kind of similar and unique at the same time. I'm really loving the color story in each of them. Some of my favorite ones, obviously 6 with the cool tone with the black. This one is probably my favorite of all of the palettes. And then some of the other honorable mentions. I do like number 5 as well. So 5 and 6 are kind of my favorite. 7 is a good option as well. They're all beautiful palettes though. I really don't think you can go wrong with any of them. My initial concerns about them swatching, kind of not the best, didn't really apply on my eyes. They really did a really good job going on. Everything blended out beautifully. I really do like this finished look a lot. So if you want to pick these up, you could definitely do so. Pick 2 that you like or pick more than that like I did. These are really good for travel. If Rihanna comes to Coachella, maybe, you know, I'll bring these along for the ride. And
I don't have my phone out, don't have social media out. It's just me and God. No distractions. It's just us.
we need an album. We just need an album. That's it. You only got a couple days left. I hope you guys enjoyed this finished look. I hope you enjoyed this little mini tutorial game that we played. If you did like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Make sure to make a comment down below. Subscribe to my channel. All that good stuff. I really appreciate you coming and hanging out with me. I had a great time. I hope you did as well. I'll see you in the next one.